Hi guys, the Benidorm Enthusiast here, and what a week we have had with the weather. I'm sure you've been hearing all about the heat waves that have been sweeping across Europe recently, but just how hot has it actually been here? And how has everybody been coping with it? Well, that's what we're going to be finding out on today's video. Please give us a thumbs up if you like our content. Click the subscribe button, it doesn't cost you a penny, and also click the bell so you don't miss a minute of Benidorm stuff. So, the heat waves that have been ripping across southern Europe over the past week or so are just starting to ease very slightly. Yes, it's been hot. Very hot for July and very humid and generally not very pleasant at all really. However, here in Benidorm, we have not seen temperatures as extreme as in some other parts of Spain. It's been all over the news about temperatures being in the mid-40s this week in Spain, but thankfully we haven't hit anywhere near those temperatures here in Benidorm. It's been peaking at around 33 to 34 degrees over the last week or so, which is still well above average for July, but it's not as excruciatingly hot as some other places in Spain have had it. Andalusia has had it especially hot, spending a lot of this past week or so with 41 degrees or more. Hirona in the north of Spain, which is particularly unusual, has also had extremely hot spells, with one village, Figueres, smashing their previous record for high temperatures, registering a sweltering 45.4 degrees. Some parts of Murcia have been between 42 and 44 degrees, and even some areas in our very own Alicante province have hit 40. There have been a lot of red and orange alerts throughout Spain for health risks due to extreme heat, and we've had them in Benidorm too, even though the temperatures have been much lower. What's made it especially uncomfortable and dangerous here is the humidity we've been experiencing. It's been very humid, sticky, sweaty, muggy, and that makes it feel a lot hotter than it is. You get dehydrated more quickly, which is a contributing factor to heat stroke. The humidity has increased the feels like temperature very close to 40 degrees. Now I just want to explain something a little here, because weather temperatures can be quite confusing. When we see temperatures in weather reports, in weather forecasts, when we see records for high and low temperatures, when we see average temperature statistics, all those kind of things, these almost always use the air temperature. It's the most common temperature measurement, and that is the real temperature. And it's measured in well-ventilated areas, and it's also measured in the shade. If you put a thermometer out in the sun, if you have one in your garden or on your balcony, or you take one to the beach, then the extra heat from the direct sunlight will send the mercury in the thermometer much higher, sometimes 10 to 15 degrees higher than the actual real air temperature. You may well see temperature boards in the street in Benidorm showing 40 odd degrees, as we have done this last week, but these are not showing the real air temperature. Thank God. I know how stifling it has been this past week at 34 degrees. I can't even imagine what 44 degrees air temperature feels like. That must be completely suffocating and very dangerous. So it's quite right that they've put out so many alerts in those areas. And imagine the readings of street and garden thermometers in those areas. 44 degrees in the shade, add another 10 to 15 degrees in direct sunlight, they will be showing well into the 50s, knocking onto 60. Wow, that's just unimaginable to me. I wouldn't be able to go outside, and I don't think many other people would. So we haven't had it so bad here when you compare our temps to other places not too far away from here. We should be considering ourselves lucky really. The last couple of days it has eased a little, peaking at 32 rather than 34. We had a very brief but very welcome storm on Thursday around 6 p.m. Came out of nowhere really, just started completely hammering it down, but it didn't last long. It was all cleared in about half an hour. Most people didn't even bother to get out of the pool. It has helped ease the humidity very slightly, but not much. It's still going to be a very hot and humid weekend. So how have we been coping with the heat? Well, personally, I find the only way that helps me to stay cool is to have about 10 cold showers a day and just drink loads and loads of water. Because especially when the humidity is as it is, we get sweaty. We sweat and we sweat. So very important to stay hydrated, keep those fluids going and keep your body temperature down. Most tourists are keeping cool on the beach, in the sea or in the swimming pools. During the hottest hours, the streets are very, very quiet, almost deserted in some areas as people avoid the heat of the day by going indoors. Lunch followed by a siesta and then come back out late afternoon when it drops a degree or two. Last summer we had heat wave after heat wave after heat wave from pretty much the middle of June to the middle of September. And if the forecasts are to be believed this year, the peak temperatures are not going to drop much below 30 degrees now until the end of August at the earliest. Even the nights are still very warm. Air temps mid to high 20s overnight. It hardly cools down at all. Right, let's go find some tourists and have a chat, see how they've been finding the heat and if they've got any tips for coping with it.
First of all, tell us your names.
I'm Tills. I'm Rian.
I'm Rachel.
Sean.
I'm Mia.
And how long have you been in Benidorm?
Since we arrived Monday
5
afternoon.
days.
5 days now. What are you finding? How are you finding the heat?
We came last year in August,
Yeah.
so we thought we were prepared for the heat. But it feels a lot hotter, doesn't it?
Yeah,
at
definitely.
the moment. Even with the rain yesterday, I thought it would cool down a bit, but it's still boiling.
Still boiling, it is.
Yeah.
Do you think it's more humid or?
Yeah.
Humid.
Yeah, definitely more humid.
Yeah, I'd say more humid. When we came the first night and we went to Tropical to watch the Michael Jackson tribute, when we were walking home about 1 o'clock in the morning, we had to have our tops off and stuff like that because it was still so humid. We were sweating. Yeah, so very humid.
So what have you been doing to combat the heat?
Aircon. Hiding. No, the pool's been a massive help, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like keep jumping in the pool. all the
Drinking
time.
beer.
And water, you've got to have
Lots of water,
Yeah.
lots of water. Drank a lot. Yeah.
Would you consider coming back in summer? Has it been a bit much or?
No, we'll definitely be back.
Definitely be back.
Definitely.
It's
Yeah.
not put you off?
No,
not at all.
Excellent,
No.
excellent.
It's really
We've been
good.
looking forward to this for a whole year now. So
This is just your second time here?
yeah, second. First time we came on our honeymoon last year in August, and then we brought all the kids back this year, and then we'll keep doing this now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your first time here?
Yeah.
And how are you finding it?
Like unbearably hot. Yeah. I thought I got used to it, and then I get like really tired. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, siestas help. It
Yeah.
takes your energy out. doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, have a
definitely.
fantastic time. Let you get off now. Get in that pool.
We
Yeah,
will do.
we're gonna run and
Right,
jump.
thank you.
First of all, tell us your name.
Jinan,
And how many times have you been to Benidorm?
a lot, more than I couldn't honestly tell you.
Probably hundreds.
Yeah, probably.
I've known you about 15 years.
Yeah,
And you've been in summer before. How does this summer compare?
it's hot, but it's the humidity. The humidity is a killer. Very high.
Finding it too much or?
It's coping with it. You've got to cope. You've got to work at it. You've got to pace yourself and just drink plenty of water, plenty of fluids. Don't go daft and get burnt and be dehydrated. It doesn't help anybody.
Have you been getting in the pool?
Yes.
What, cold showers?
Well, our pool isn't, because it's so hot, the pool's like a bath.
Is it?
So it's better just going in the shower and just turning it on cold.
And are you escaping the heat of the day or
Yeah, come here to meet you.
stay out of the direct sun?
When it's too hot, you've got to go in.
Has it put you off summer?
No?
Come back again.
Exactly, yeah.
Nice to see you, Jane.
Thank you.
First of all, tell us your names.
I'm Margot and I'm Moira.
Nice to meet you both. So, how many times have you been to Benidorm?
About 40 times.
40 times. And is this the hottest it's ever been for you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Aye.
Have you been in summer before?
Never as early, never as late as this. We usually either early spring or coming up to winter. But I used to come with my husband all the time, but he died with COVID. We were out here in March 2020, and we just got home, and the next day was lockdown,
Wow.
and he died that year.
Oh, sorry to
With
hear
COVID.
that. But you
Aye.
come with your daughter?
I came with my daughter. Aye.
Nice. So you
Aye.
come,
I had to come.
Yeah, had to come back again.
and how are you finding the heat?
It's tremendous, isn't it?
Really,
It
really
is.
hot, really hot.
And I don't like thunder and lightning. That was on last night.
That was a storm that happened.
And it didn't cool it down much, did it?
No, it didn't. That's what I said. I said, "Oh, that'll be good because that'll
It'll
cool."
help the humidity.
No, it didn't.
So what are you doing to keep cool?
Lying in the shade.
Staying in the shade.
It's trying to get sun, these things, because everybody wants them.
Of course they do. Everyone's trying to swerve the sun.
Aye, that's it, aye.
Did you go in the pool?
No.
No, I've not went in the pool.
We just stay in the shade.
I'm not a pool person.
That and drink plenty.
We drink plenty, but no spirits. I'm not a spirit drinker.
Water as well as alcohol?
Water, tea, coffee, juice.
Stay hydrated.
Aye.
Yeah.
Aye.
Has it put you off coming in summer?
A wee bit. I think you're not the same. It doesn't feel the same because when you're walking you get too hot. In the winter time it's great. And then when it comes to like nearer Christmas we can go to all the hotels and see all the decorations. Oh, I love it. I love it.
So have you got another holiday booked?
No yet, but we'll see. It's difficult with my husband not being here now, you know, so I find it a bit difficult.
You'll have to come back.
Yeah.
At Christmas.
Well, my granddaughter, her daughter, she says, I'll take you, Gran, I'll come back with you.
There you go, we'll get it booked. When it's a little bit cooler maybe.
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy the rest of your holiday and thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Tell us your names first of all.
I'm Colin.
Yvonne.
I'm Vicky.
And how are you finding the heat?
All right.
I'm struggling a bit.
I'm a wee bit as well.
Struggling a wee bit.
I love it.
She likes the heat, but too hot for me.
Have you been before at this time of year?
Yes.
Yeah, well, always in July. We come maybe 3-4 times a year, but this has definitely been the hottest we've had. Without a doubt. It's just you can survive in it, like, but at times it's struggling. You've got to come and have a wee refreshment.
So is that your coping mechanism?
That's my coping. Get in the shade, have a wee refreshment. That's good, like.
We've just been doing a lot of walks here, Old Town and that. In this, we've just been.
We arrived on Wednesday and we've been up to Old Town twice. Walked along the prom and walked along the main avenue. That's when you realise how hot it is.
Yeah, well, Wednesday was one of the hottest days we've had so far.
No, I know, it was.
And are you finding it a bit much?
Yes. Yeah.
How are you coping with it? Have you got any tips?
Very hot, it's just getting lots of fluids into you.
Drinking lots of water?
Yes, aye.
Has it put you off coming in this time of year?
No.
No.
We always come, it doesn't matter.
We're always July. We're always in July. Yeah.
You just have to cope with your own way. That's as you say, in the shade, stop for a wee refreshment. Not so much water, more lager than anything. And that's because of Jane Ann and stuff.
The bad influence.
Aye, that's what it's like.
It's a bad influence on us.
That's very good.
Well, enjoy the rest of your time. Try and stay cool and stay hydrated. Drink water in between every 3 pints.
Remember that, Bob? Definitely, okay. Thank you.
So there you have it, guys. It has been an exceptionally hot week in Benidorm, but not as hot as some other parts of Spain. And it does seem to be the humidity which people are finding hard to deal with, although the ones that we've spoke to are finding ways of coping with it. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, click that beer mug, guys, and also check us out on our other platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok at the Benidorm Enthusiast. Stay positive and stay safe.